all 20 rupees in the first like few
Alright,
chests.
and we're gonna get started. We have standard mode, so we get to do the Uncle escape sequence.
And we have the power glove coming out of the first chest.
That allows Glan remembering that bomb pickup under the rock right in front of your house. It's a 50-50 bomb drop, but it means he doesn't have to farm one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can use that bomb for the back of escape. And get those 3 chests. Hopefully WeightyWords will find some bombs along their way, but if not, we'll have to come back here.
Right, the glove does give him quick access to escape, and we're having a hammer start.
Well, we're Moon Pearl away from Dark World access. This is shaping up to be looking up to be pretty good so far.
Yeah, anyone hoping for an Aga seed isn't gonna get it.
Yeah, I mean, unless there's something on the ledge. It's not looking too good for Icon 1.
Yeah, that quick bomb pickup may save Glan a couple seconds, but in runs of this caliber, those few seconds could mean the world. We're gonna go through our 6-minute escape. Hammer makes it very, very painless.
Yeah, the hitbox of the hammer is not as forgiving, but it does as much damage as the tempered sword, so depending on how long it takes the runners to find a sword, I think the hammer will be their main weapon of choice for the first while.
Being able to one-shot most of the enemies down here, though, does help. And a shield in the first guard room chest. Not much more to say about that, it's just a shield.
Yeah, it's it protects against arrows. That's about it. It looks nice.
It's not Link, unless you're actually holding the shield, I guess.
Right.
Which, speaking of which, I believe Glan is using the CDI link, and I don't know WeightyWords.
It's like Sunday Link, like he's dressed up as like an ice cream sundae.
Really? Huh.
It's really weird. Yeah. So his hat, his cap is a cherry, and his dress looks like vanilla ice cream.
It's vanilla Link. That's
yes, vanilla Link. There it is.
That's great. I love it. Alright, Weighty found the ball and chain guard. 2 swings and he's down.
Alright, let's see what happens in Zelda is in her cell. It is small key to this dungeon. Oh that's right, because it's standard, we kinda do need that.
Yeah, it's just forced. Ooh, Glan taking a death. Ooh, he didn't pick up Zelda yet.
Oh, he did not.
So that's a hike. That's an extra 2 minutes onto Glan's.
Yeah, because I looked away for a second. I thought Glan was doing a death war, but did not get the last item in the cell, so we'll have to run back and get it. But yes, Glan is using CDI Link as his sprite, and in his Super Bunny form, he turns into the king.
Well, excuse me, princess.
It's more like my boy.
I have not played CDI Zelda, and
we don't talk about that game.
Yeah, we're looking at a good one here, so let's watch the good Zelda.
If you die after picking up Zelda, does she death warp with you?
After you pick up Zelda, you death warp to Zelda's cell instead, as opposed to going back to the entrance of the dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
Going through the secret entrance behind the thrones is also a checkpoint in this dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
So dying after that spawns you there.
We have the Dark Cross chest here, and then it's going to be 5 rupees.
I like to think that one was a piece of heart.
Yeah, and I think overall in the tournament, at least I haven't seen as many standard mode seeds ran. Most runners tend to choose for open because you literally just open, with the world open to you right away and not have to do the sequence. But I don't know, I've seen half and half.
Standard's exciting, especially with the random swords. It's always fun to see what Uncle gives you.
Mhm.
And already starting with our Turtle Rock key.
And a big key to Thieves Town. Alright.
That's interesting, because they're just really a moon pearl away from being able to almost full clear Thieves Town.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, technically, the small key is logically required, but if you skip the big chest, you can finish the dungeon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if this was not key sanity, you would have, the small key could be locked in a big chest, but because this is key sanity, it could be anywhere. Speaking of Thieves Town.
Thieves Town is looking pretty good.
Alright, and WeightyWords is out of the castle, out of the sanctuary, and going to be heading over to what looks like Hakuriko. Not sure he's going to be doing the Lumberjack Cave just yet.
He might, just because of the tree pull and the bush crab. Key sanity does make it a little bit harder to get rupees.
Mm-hmm. It's a nice tree pull there, though. It's 20 rupees.
Crab has 5, so we are going to see Lumberjack.
Alright, let's see what we have. It is looks like Bombos?
Bombos, yeah, that's an interesting find. We might not see him grab it yet, but if Misery Mari or Turtle Rock is a crystal and blocked by Bombos, or we might even need it for Ice Pail's progression.
Mm-hmm. We'll have to keep that in the back of our minds. See if he has to go back there and get it.
See, unfortunately, that's an even worse item than something you need, like the bow or the fire rod.
Mm-hmm.
Because now you have it stuck in your head saying, do I need to go get this?
Yeah, for the most part, Igon 1 is dead, almost dead, provided that if you don't find the Moon Pearl in the Light World, the Moon Pearl could be on the pyramid. It's like the worst case scenario.
Alright, Glan finishing up his escape. He's going to be following in Weighty's footsteps. They did get a 10 bomb pickup in the back of escape, so we don't have to shop for him.
Alright, and heading into, first off, Blind's hideout here. And some 5 items to look for. Oh, alright.
Well, so much for that being a troll item. Ooh, there's a Castle Tower small key.
Alright. We don't have to worry about Ganon's big key now. It's not even, 10 minutes in, we've already found it. Must be, I think that's be the fastest time I've seen that key be found.
If you guessed the 10, you are correct. Important to note that Glan did not check Lumberjack, so he does not know Bombos is there.
Mm-hmm. Right, and 5 more chests here in the well. We have small key to Dark Palace, more rupees, and the map to Hyrule Castle, which is very useful, except not.
Yeah, well, not paying off too much, but Dark Palace keys are usually required.
Mm-hmm. And continuing to make the checks here. First off into the chicken house.
Some much needed health. With fewer heart containers in hard mode, Those are always nice to find.
I think in hard mode you have a max of, I want to say it was a 14 hearts?
Yeah, it's 14 hearts. I think
Okay.
they take out 12 pieces in 3 containers.
Yeah, that's not, I mean, that's not too bad. It could be worse. This could be expert mode when we're only down to, what, 9?
Yeah, which...
Yeah.
And you barely get to 9.
Yeah.
Alright, are them boots required? Nope, 10 arrows.
We're gonna see, WeightyWords is gonna see what the item is for the racing game.
5 more bucks.
Alright. Not gonna worry about that today.
Now, because this is Key Sanity, we can't actually do a map check off the bat. We do need to find the maps to the dungeons to figure out if they are a crystal or a pendant.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and the music is also randomized within each dungeon, so when we're used to doing non-Key Sanity runs, the music will change depending if it's a pendant or crystal. That is no longer the case here in Key Sanity. So you either have the map or you just finish the dungeon in hopes that you made a good decision.
On the other hand, because the items have all been shuffled into the pool, the number of items that can be in a dungeon isn't limited based on their own dungeon items, such as, since Eastern Palace has 6 chests, it can have 6 unique items in it.
And also for Key Sanity, for those of you who are not too familiar with this mode, double dipping dungeons tends to be pretty common in this mode.
Alright, Weighty booming onto Mini Moldorm. Damn, not really having anything, but
No.
bomb strats are very good in this.
Nice.
And the double.
Fire Shield, big key to Swamp Palace, bombs, small key to deserts, and hookshot.
Alright, the hookshot is helpful.
Yeah.
And the fire shield, because this is leading them to blind at this rate, but
Yeah, because this is hard mode, the Fire Shield is going to be the best shield that the runners will be finding today.
I'm sure he wishes this was 2 swords and not shields. And those crabs,
They are not kind to anyone.
they are literally the worst enemy in this game.
Hookshot still stuns in hard. I believe it does?
Yes, the hookshot does still stun in hard. The boomerang, however, does not.
Okay, that was the item I was thinking of. That doesn't stun anymore. You can turn on switches. That's fun.
Yeah, you can do some cool stuff in Ganon Sour with it still, but...
Yeah, but in terms of stunning enemies, it no longer does that. But I think in Expert, the hookshot does not stun.
Yeah,
Yes.
you can stun some enemies with a bomb, but that's roughly it. But yeah, those crabs, 2 hearts of damage. And when they move left and right, they move at like double speed.
Mm-hmm.
And we found with Boomerang, as we were just talking about it, WeightyWords found it in Sahasrah's closet.
It's nice to have.
But we're a little bit limited on progression. We can get up to Death Mountain and Paradox Cave, but it is outside of logic. And he didn't check the green pendant on Sahasrah.
Yeah. Yeah, so we can actually find out what 3 dungeons are in Key Sanity. You can talk to Sahasrah, and he'll tell you where the green pendant is. And then once you get to the Dark World, you can talk to the bomb vendor in the house, and he'll tell you which 2 dungeons have the red crystals. Although WeightyWords did not talk to Saha this time, we don't know where our green pendant is at the moment.
Now, Glan made it all the way to Ice Rod Cave and picked up the Blue Mail, which is the highest armor you can get in hard mode, and may serve to help him gain some time back.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if Weighty dies just to only having green again.
It looks like Glan is going to be making that Death Mountain play.
Yeah, it's a good play. Let's see, you get 2 items on the left, check Spectacle Rock, and then...
Oh, there's the Moon Pearl.
Well, WeightyWords has Dark World access, so...
Yeah, the hard part about doing Death Mountain in the dark is we're not with the sword, so trying to navigate your way is a little bit more difficult.
Showing those hookshot strats. Mystery Mire, small key. Cash can be found on a stump.
I think that's Stumpy?
Yeah, I believe that's the only hint that refers to.
Alright.
And
I guess maybe...
Glan found the other useless big key. So Skullwoods and Swamp Palace big keys do not lock the dungeons themselves, they only lock the big chest. It is 1 extra check, and it's nice to have, but...
Yeah, there have been times where progression items are in those chests, so... You know... We're checking now, hopefully.
Alright, Weighty making it through those Eastern Palace Dark Rooms, gonna get the big key chest now. Well, Glan is in Paradox.
And they have the mirror.
Ooh.
In a bottle.
That's gonna help Glan a lot, because I think Weighty might go to Dark World. That might make Glan's routing more efficient when he finds the Moon Pearl.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I think that's what WeightyWords is gonna be heading off to do. Going to use the portal south of the house, and I imagine checking Hype Cave to start.
Glan found Quake in the red boomerang also. Quake might be useful, the boomerang not so much.
Nah. Well, the red boomerang does sparkle, but besides that, not a whole lot of use. We do have a crystal in pod. Alright, let's see what Hype Cave has for us today, everyone. We have Heart Piece. We have Sword, finally. Key to Burna. Small Key to Turtle Rock. And Compass to Eastern Palace.
Ooh, that's 3 small keys to Turtle Rock.
Well, we have a sword now, so that's good.
Yeah, the sword is always a good find. Just being able to fend off enemies when you don't want a menu is really nice.
Alright, let's see where WeightyWords is going to head off to now. Probably will be doing a pyramid check. May dip into pod.
He might, but he also might catfish and then go through the...
Ah, that's right. Oh, that's right, because he also has the hookshot now, so he can hookshot across the river there.
So this actually helps Glan's routing too, because he found the mirror and then he saved and quit after doing a spiral. Now he's gonna re-hike up the mountain and do Hera. He's still on a sequence break, and I think he knows this, but
yeah,
getting the checks done definitely helps.
I mean, a small key to Thieves Town.
Ooh, so Thieves Town is fully in logic now. And the hammer makes...
Ooh, looks like the Cane of Samaria and Spectacle Rock here.
Yeah, Glan blind jump for that. And the boots and... Locked behind a flute, the mitts, and whatever medallion we need, but he found the boots in.
So, I mean, to be fair, like, the boots aren't required unless, we have to clear deserts, and the key is on the torch.
Right, if something's on the torch at this point, or we need that Bombos medallion.
By the way, that's Glan's Super Bunny sprite. it's the king. That's all you need to know.
Just legendary.
Alright, so WeightyWords is checking out the catfish, and today we have just 50 rupees. And people grab that.
Glan not having any of the hierarchies can just get the 2 checks in here, but
But not much else.
they're quick checks, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Plus another hint, too.
Some arrows were in plain sight.
That probably refers to the library arrows.
Alright, and let's see. It looks like WeightyWords may be doing the same. Yeah, I think he's going up to Death Mountain as well.
Is he? Oh. That'll help him because he'll get his mirror before doing Village of Outcast stuff. And Glan is reversing his steps, so he's going to find himself the pearl soon.
Yep, so they're pretty much essentially trading spots.
Yeah, I think Glan knows that EP is the only thing that's really left in logic for him.
Okay, green pendant in Misery Mire, and I'll give you something.
That's also rough because now, do you need the boots? Do you go for the boots?
I mean, since this is Kisanity, we already found Ganon's big key for Ganon's tower, so you know, we don't have to remember the torch. The only issue now is if desert is required, and if there's something on that torch that we need.
Yeah, we have the hook shot, so that's not going to be something that locks. The only real other item that can lock in its tower is the bow.
And this also means if what medallion is needed for Mire, and if it's Bombos.
Wouldn't that just be the worst? Bombos required to go get into Mire because you need the boots for something?
Yeah. Ugh.
I mean, Desert Palace can still be boots locked, but I mean, it's probably not going to be the Desert Palace big key on Desert Palace Torch, just because it's Kisanity.
Right. Alright, so pretty much we've had WeightyWords and Glan switch places, so WeightyWords is now in Death Mountain, while Glan is going through Eastern and getting the Moon Pearl. Was there anything else important in Eastern?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
Getting the Moon Pearl is good, but I think the rest was a bust.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if did Glan go through Spiral Cave when he was
He did. He actually saved and quit, or either saved and quit, or he just hookshot back across.
What was the item?
I don't remember. I don't believe it was useful.
Yeah. Are there hints for Bonk Rocks or King's Tomb in the Sea? Because if not, there could be progression there as well. There might be hints for those 2 locations.
There are specific hints for those locations, but they will more than likely be there's a unique item in a certain location, as opposed to the location themselves giving a hint. Hint system's a little weird. It doesn't. Yeah, it only generates hints for certain things.
I mean, the hints can be helpful when you find them for items that you don't have yet, but mostly, more often than not, it's you get the hints right after you find the item.
Right, you'll get a lot of like location generating hits, like caches above the pose, which is the Graveyard Ledge or something like that, which inherently doesn't help you, but it means you don't have to check that spot.
Right.
Weighty going into Hera. Gonna get his piece of art and
Alright, with the Moon Pearl, Glan is going to be heading off into the Dark World.
Oh, the current hints that we've gotten so far are that arrows are in plain sight, the boots are in Misery Mire, and something else.
Yeah, I don't remember the other one.
Can't remember already.
That's right. Yes, the other one was Stumpy Has Cash. That was the other one.
That's right. Yeah, that's it.
Alright, so see where both the runners will head off to after these checks.
Glan looks like he's gonna go left. Nope, but he's gonna check the bomb vendor.
Let's see. Prism Swamp Palace and Tower of Hera, so I can make a big bomb.
Alright, there's our red crystals. So, yeah, Glan has the mirror, so Glan can go left and get Celtic Grove Cave. Maybe skip Stumpy.
I was like, yeah, I think Glan was the. Well, I don't know. He did get that hint, so he's gonna be checking out K45 and I would think the digging game as well.
Right, he's got the money for that.
And just a compass. It wasn't Eastern. Okay, that's right. I know it was fairly recent that he found that hint. All right.
So Weighty is done with the checks that Glan did. So where does he go next?
It's like Glan is gonna be doing the digging game here. And it's just a that was a fast digging game. Which was a compass though, so not really much help for him.
5 digs, and we're roughly 10-15 seconds apart, and they're identical in checks. Glan has Ice Rod Cave over Weighty and Dig Game, and that's roughly it.
Yeah, it looks like both might be heading into the Dark World through the portal north of Kakariko.
Yeah, it's a solid play. They don't really have much else left for them besides that. Oh, and Weighty did find the small key to Thieves' Town on the pyramid.
That's right.
So that might be Weighty's play. Now, 5 Heart Blind isn't really the easiest thing in the world, but...
Looks like Weighty is going to be heading into Skullpits first.
Yeah, because Glan missed that small key. If that big chest has something...
Yeah, it might come back to haunt him.
So backside first. Thankfully we have the Cane of Samaria. Otherwise this room is slightly more painful.
I'll have to move that statue around for the switch there. We have a small key to Turtle Rock.
That's the 4th small key to Turtle Rock.
Yeah, we're still not sure if Turtle Rock is a pendant or a crystal yet either.
I don't know, I feel like the way they've loaded the small keys, it probably is a crystal.
I think the fact that since we haven't found the Ice Rod yet, it's most likely going to be a crystal, and Ice Rod's going to be needed for Go Mode, because, of course, it will be.
Just for fun.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the only times you find Ice Rod early is if Turtle Rock is a pendant and you're doing a defeat Ganon seed. Seems to be an ongoing trend in version 30 for some very odd reason.
A little bit of sync.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, both runners did find the big key to Skullwoods here, for Skullwoods, so they have 2 more chests that they can check here.
I was trying to figure out what Glan was doing, but I think he was trying to pixel perfect a hook shot over the spike so you could skip walking around it.
And just a piece of heart in the big chest.
So not a lot in Skullwoods.
Nope.
Not even enough pieces of heart to push him up to 6.
Yeah, both runners are running around with 5 hearts.
Glan does have the Cane of Samaria, but it's just like, nah, I'm doing the thing anyway.
Let's do a Bumper Cave check here. And it's just 5 rupees.
Sun Prize is a single rupee, too.
Well, it's like Weighty is going to be doing the checks here. And oh, here we go. Oh, that's right. That's stuff we already know. He's doing Graveyard Ledge and can't do King's. Oh, that's right. You need the boots for King's Tomb. That's right.
Yeah, he's just doing Graveyard Ledge, so it's fine. It's a good check. He has to walk through the maze though.
Mm-hmm.
Glan might do the same thing. It's usually very rough to orphan this location, but it looks like Glan is skipping out.
I think he's just heading straight into the Village of Outcast. And Graveyard Ledge, we have the Flippers.
Ooh, that's going to be rough for Glan to miss out on, especially since Swamp Palace is required.
I think, does that mean Swamp Palace is can be fully cleared now?
Without the small key, we can't get in, but
oh, that's
almost.
Right. Almost. There's that 1 in 216 chance that the small key is in its own little location, too.
Right. I remember when Key Sanity first came out, I think they had it at like a 10% chance or something.
Oh, jeez. Right, and Glan's visiting the sick kid, and he just gives them 10 arrows. I feel like for Key Sanity, like, the small key for Swamp Palace is like one of the trolliest items.
It can be. You can find it in some weird spots, but Glan funds his Titansmiths in the brewery there.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
He's probably going to do the chess game and hop into Thieves Town. I imagine Weighty's going to follow his route.
Yeah, for WeightyWords, he can full clear Thieves Town because of the small key. And Glan has not made a stop to the pyramid, so he doesn't have that key yet.
Yeah, Glan's gonna miss out on the big chest. We'll see if it is anything. If it's not, it'll still haunt him, though.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Depending on what we need for a go mode. We'll see if he comes back here, looking for it. Right, and both our runners are going through Thieves Town.
Yeah, these first 4 are quick checks, but...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not really giving out a whole... Well, not really giving out much, though.
So far, not a lot.
Except that.
Oh, okay, there you go. Well, dark rooms are done, and we have a fire source, finally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but if they do find the small key for Hera, they can get the item in the basements.
Yeah, and plus this makes Pod a nicer play.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think, now that I think about it, I think Logic wanted them to come into Thieves Town first before going anywhere near Death Mountain, because both of them did that in the dark.
Yes, it did. But we had full access to Death Mountain the moment we picked up Moon Pearl.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Especially those chests, because the only chests that the small key locks are the one upstairs, the big chest in the basement, and the boss.
Mm-hmm. A piece of heart sleeps in the tomb.
Well, that's one less thing that the boots need.
Yeah, that's King's Tomb right there. That's one less thing we have to worry about. Yeah, so the only location now is Pegasus Rocks, which could have an item.
And there's the ice rod. I guess Turtle Rock isn't required. We don't need to go in there at all.
Nah.
That was too easy.
No, of course not. Yeah, this particular hint in Thieves Town, not a whole lot of runners check it because, now he is, because you have to turn the switches back on and off and everything. But more often than not, that hint could have something very, very valuable.
Yeah, that hint is one that requires a couple extra steps.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, chat mentioned that getting that hint disincentivizes going back up that way.
That's right.
And he's gonna need those flips sooner or later.
Mm-hmm. To get into Swamp Palace.
I hate when that red what's his name? Zyzax gets in that line and just starts shooting fireballs straight up you.
Alright, so big chest. Check, we have map to Turtle Rock.
Well, doesn't stop Glan at all. But he's still going to be thinking about it.
Yeah, at least at this point, we will know what medallion, if Turtle Rock is going to be required, for sure.
That is true. It does allow Weighty to get that information.
Mm-hmm.
Glan versus Blind, down to 1.5 hearts. He does have blue mail, so it's still 2 hits regardless.
Mm-hmm.
And that red shield.
With this being Exarch mode, the Cane of Burna does not give you invincibility.
Glan,
I believe. Oh.
No, doesn't. Weighty does finish off lines. Glan's going back in for round 2.
And Blind was holding the big key to Hera.
That's another good find. That makes Hera full clearable. Yeah. Besides the basement.
And Blind in Thieves Town was a pendant. However, this was a required visit.
Right, because we did need that Hera. Mm-hmm. Regardless, we needed that Hera key. Makes me wonder if you should have come here first before going up to Hera.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of pendants, if pedestal is required, it's hard to figure out if pedestal is required based on what you need. I know it gets really tricky once the maps and keys are all mixed up around too.
Right. We know of 2 pendants. The last one could really still be anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
The big chest just had the map to Turtle Rock.
Yes. Yeah, Chop brings up a good point. The small key to Swamp Palace could be on pedestal.
We're still missing the flute to get into Misery Mire, though.
That's true, yeah.
So until we get that, we can't really consider pedestal too big of a play.
Yeah, don't wanna get too ahead of ourselves.
Looks like Glan's gonna do the Smith Chain, though. I imagine Weighty will do the same after he finishes the dig game.
Which we know by now is just the compass.
5 dig compass, though, so it's not too big of a time loss.
And
everyone does the dig game anyway, so...
Yeah. Alright, so I think this is a new check here with the hammer pegs. And just some bombs. And Turtle Rock is a crystal.
Still missing that big key in the fire rod to clear it. Plus we need to know the medallion for it, so... More bombs. Bombsmith.
Somehow the Blacksmiths forgot what kind of weapons they were trying to forge there.
They're very schizophrenic about that.
They're probably just trying to venture into new avenues.
I like the cobblers the best.
And Chap brings up a good point. Turtle Rock could be bombos locked.
I really want something to be bombos, to be honest.
Well, to be fair, we still don't have, even if Aga 1 is required, we still don't have either the cape or we don't have a better sword.
Right, and we also need the other Aga Tower key.
And speaking of Hera, it's got the map, even though we already know it's the red crystal, so not too much help here.
I think it's trying to tease them up to Hera. Found both the big key and the map recently. Wouldn't be a terrible play.
No. Alright, looks like Glan is going to be visiting our good friend Agina over in the desert.
Yeah, Glenn hasn't done a map check. I think he's just going to go off the hints that he's been getting and fill in the information from there.
And we have the bucknet from Agina's cave.
Taking up a bee catching hobby.
And
Glenn is making that Hera play. Which this is good, because he also has the mitts too, so he can get the right side Death Mountain in the Dark World.
And then, while Glan is up here, we can also check out Hookshot Cave, see what's on the island there, so one more items.
The island was 5 rupees, so we're probably not going to grab that, but...
What's WeightyWords Sprite? He is Vanilla Link. He's a vanilla ice cream sundae. It's very odd, but it's really cute. I like it. And I think Weighty is going into... He's going to do the swamp play.
Yeah, he gets the first chest and the hint, so... I mean, it's not terrible. At most you lose an extra 30 seconds or so.
Hopefully come up with some useful information from the hint there.
But if you're here, it's not the worst thing in the world to do. Glan is in the top half of Hera, so he's gonna grab his 2 extra chests.
And the piece of heart is in the castle.
I mean, I assume we found a heart piece during escape, so...
I think we did. And the compass to Swamp Palace. You got the compass.
And we also found the Blinds key hint, too, so... Or the big key to Ganon's Tower hint. It's in Blind's hut. So we're just getting all the useful information.
Oh, wait to you. That's what he's doing.
Looks like he's doing
Houlihan?
Hula Hand. Yeah,
Oh.
he's got those slips. He probably wants to farm the 500 real fast.
Gotcha. I thought he was just doing muscle memory, be like, oh wait, this is open mode. This isn't open seed, right? Like, no, what are you doing? But, this
Moldorm
is,
claims.
this is,
Moldorm.
oh, sorry.
Sorry.
No, since I've never seen Houlihan be entered that way. It's not very good. It's not very common.
Right. If you have the flips and gloves, you can get Hula Hand that way. If you have neither, you can get the other way. But if you have one and not the other, then Moldorm. Moldorm 2-0 against Glan. Hammer Moldorm is not the worst thing in the world, but if he decides to just say no, you don't have your sword out, so he can just bump you around.
And apparently the Hobo was holding out on us. He had 300 rupees with him.
Yeah. Which, after Weighty just did Hula Hand, probably makes him feel a little sad.
I was like, uh-oh. But we can head over to Zora's domain and check out the Water Fairy Cave and the ledge and see what the good old King Zora has for us. Hopefully it's not a scam. Hopefully. We'll see.
So, Hera didn't have anything.
No? We have a bottle and small key to... Oh, hey, there's a small key to Swamp Palace. Alright. Because of course it was.
Weighty. Anyway, Swamp Palace is full clearable now.
Yeah. It was like, I was just there.
I just did Hula Hand, and the game gave me money. I was just at Swamp Palace, then it gave me Small Key. Alright, here it comes. Let's see what Turtle Rock is. Cross your fingers for bombos.
Yep, and there is a heart container over the ledge there, so I would imagine Weighty might be getting it.
And just Quake at Turtle Rock. Something that was on Death Mountain, so...
Alright. And 5 rupees from the Zora King.
1% return.
Ugh. Now that's a life lesson if I've ever seen one. Weighty, we'll be getting that heart container is now up to 6.
Yeah, I imagine Weighty's gonna go straight to Swamp Palace now. No? He's gonna go to Hera instead.
Yeah, the map to Thieves Town, and Super Bunny Cave, and 10 arrows. Oh, that's right, chat does bring up a good point. Like, Zora King could have had 1 single rupee.
Yeah, I mean... You know, but 4 rupee difference isn't really...
Alright, and Glan's giving us our first check into Hookshot Cave. Compass to Gadget's Tower, right? More rupees, and... more rupees. Okay, alright, that's... Yeah, Hookshot Cave was totally a bust.
Glan might dive Turtle Rock then. Looks like he can get decently far. He can't do the fire rod chests.
Some bombs are in Ganon's tower. Thank you, game. Thank you so much.
They can't all be gems.
Nah. Let's see, well, Glan can get a few chests in here. We won't be able to do the right-hand side without the fire rod.
You can get the map, the chain shop, and the big key chest. Some more health.
Mm-hmm.
This pokey thing is really annoying with just fighter sword.
Yeah, it's not fun.
Takes 4 spins. Free fairy though.
Oh, nice.
He can't get too far without the Turtle Rock big key. He's gonna get locked before the big chest.
Oh, that's right. He doesn't have that.
I don't believe the ice rod kills the pokey. I think it just freezes it. And then you have to use bombs.
I think I've never tried, to be honest. Alright, anyway, make some quick work out of Moldorm here. And we'll be getting... I think that is the second dungeon completed.
Yep.
I imagine he's probably going to go off to Swamp Palace after this.
Well, he's gonna do the same thing Glan did and probably check right side Death Mountain.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
I think if they didn't have the mitts, they wouldn't be up here at all, but... So far, they haven't found anything up here, which really hurts your morale when you make a play and it just does not pay off.
Yeah.
And you sink so much time into it.
And also the fact that we're still on Fighter Sword.
Ice Rod Hammer might work on those things. I haven't actually tried. Ooh! It's a spicy rod right there.
Oh! That is definitely the spiciest of rods. Huh. Well then,
What a spot for it, too.
Ooh. That is the last place you expect anything to be located on. Like, really, game?
Fortunately, we are not going to see a Fighter Sword Trinex yet.
Yes.
Because they still don't have the, they still don't have the big key, but... Who knows?
Well, Mimic Cave is now available. So... let's see what's in Mimic Cave.
I don't know if Glan's gonna go back up for right side. That's rough, because that fire rod's in such a weird location that it's hard to route in anything, to be honest. And a shovel.
Alright. Well... I haven't been doing enough fetch quests here, so why not?
Alright, Glan is gonna try and route something in, though. Just gonna hike, or is he gonna go back up and around? I genuinely don't know what's faster, if it's faster to go through Paradox, or if it would be to just reverse go through the dungeon.
Yeah... Let's see. Well, Weighty's gonna be going into Turtle Rock and will be finding the fire rod. Also, now that I think about it, I don't know. I think WeightyWords is no. Looks like because I just realized that there's that other side that we can check now.
Yeah, Glan is gonna check the fire rod lock side.
Yeah, I totally like that. That totally slipped my mind. Like, where are you going?
I still think this place is trying to lead us to Swamp Palace, though. Which is a little worrying because Glan really needs to go to Graveyard Ledge.
That's right. I gotta get those flippers.
But Skullwoods is also open too now, so... Might be worth...
Skullwoods. Yeah, that's right. You know, also, Skullwoods, we still don't know it's a pendant or a crystal either.
Right, but it's an extra 2 chests in the back. $40.
Boots are actually in Misery Mire. and Meyer is a green pendant, so there could be a chance we may not see the boots in the seed, hopefully. Although, I don't know.
It's very hard to consider the boots required. The only thing that's really boots locked is Desert Torch and
And the
Bonk
Pegasus
Rock.
rocks.
Yeah, the Bonk
Yeah.
Rocks, yeah. But yeah, with Swamp Palace open, that also gives us the Red Bomb.
Alright, looks like WeightyWords is... Right, he's also going to be doing...
Oh, so he mirrored right away. He's going to do the Fire Lock side first.
Ah.
The reason they didn't go further into Turtle Rock is they are missing the Turtle Rock big key.
Yep.
We did get a hint about King's Tomb, which says it was just a piece of heart.
Yeah, so fortunately that's one place we can check off on our to-do list.
Weighty gonna get his $40 too. Ooh, that was ballsy.
Ooh.
Ooh, 2 in a row.
My gosh. Ooh. Alright, and Weighty was gonna take a Death Warp outside to Turtle Rock, and oh no, he's
Gonna go for Mimic Cave, I think.
oh, okay. I could have sworn he did that earlier, but he did not.
He mirrored the moment he found the fire rod, so
Oh, okay. Also, because the shovel is there, he does not have it yet. That's right. The torching gas tower cannot have anything required at this point, so
no, the only thing at that point that would lock would be the bow, but since Pod is a crystal, bow has to be before Ganon's tower.
Yep.
And since we already found all the keys, Ganon's tower is going to be fast. It's just getting to it at this point. Oh, Weighty, that's the wrong pipe.
Right, and meanwhile, Glan is doing the dance with Mothula over in Skullwoods. And with Fighter's sword, though. And hammer.
Now, it is only 4 swings with the hammer, but that doesn't make that fight any easier.
Yeah, we know our conveyor belts and with spikes. That does it well.
Yeah, just 2 damage. That's pretty good.
You have a big key to Eastern Palace.
And the other pendant. Ooh.
Ooh. Right, so that means we now know that Eastern Palace is going to be a crystal.
Right, so now we know all our crystals and pendants. Which also made 2 pendant dungeons completely required.
Ooh,
because they're both holding boss keys.
So this is kind of a pseudo all dungeon seed.
If Bombos is required, it's probably going to be all dungeons.
No. Okay, we need someone to find the flute like now and get over to Meyer.
With the fire rod, it makes it very unlikely that Bombos is required, though. Unless Misery Meyer is holding on to some key.
Yeah.
He doesn't have all pendants. He's missing the Misery Meyer.
Yeah, Misery Meyer is the green pendant.
And sadly, without the flute, we can't get there yet. Weighty's gonna use that shovel. Oh yeah, Bombos. Yeah, Bombos is boots locked, so Bombos can't be Misery Meyer.
And Bombos is on the Lumberjack Cave.
So it's safe to assume that Bombos isn't required at all. Go to Swamp Palace. Glan's getting his flippers too, so this is good. He'll be on track.
Alright.
Oh, we are missing quite a few keys still for go mode.
Mm-hmm.
We're missing the pod big key and a lot of small keys. At least 2 more. IP is full clearable, but the logic says you should have the big key and both small keys in order to clear the dungeon. So rushing into IP early usually means that you're sinking the entire time with not much actually out of it.
Yeah. And I think Glan's gonna be making that play now.
But Glan is just a hero. He's going right in there. Hey, this is why they're in brackets and I'm not.
Yes, this is why they're in the tournament, and I didn't even bother entering.
And right away, Desert Palace Big Key is on the big bomb.
Which Weighty will be able to get after completing Swamp.
Or, sorry, it was Palace of Darkness Big Key.
Oh.
Because Weighty just found the Desert Palace Big Key.
Oh. Now, if only we can get into Desert, though.
Yeah, we'll need either the flute or the book for that.
Mm-hmm.
Did it just say key?
We'll see here.
I got all excited. I could have been wrong.
I know, like we were just like, oh man, all the big keys now. But like, oh.
I blame Glan for reading way too fast. It's the Stelfos double kill.
Nice.
That trick is actually not as hard as it looks, but it's still so satisfying.
Right. You have a small key to Misery Mire, which, again, don't even really need small keys to Misery Mire.
Having one makes the routing a little bit easier, but
Right.
that's about it.
And Weighty will be checking out the left side.
Okay, so the clip confirms that it was just a small key. Okay.
Cool, awesome. Thanks guys.
Still might be good to have, just because you do need at least 4 small keys to get through pod effectively.
Some cash is held with a grumpy fish. I think both brothers did Catfish and Zora, because I know Zora had 5 rupees. I don't know what was on
Glan
Catfish.
Glan didn't do Catfish yet because he still doesn't have the small key for Thieves Town.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But I
never know who the grumpy fish hint is for.
I believe it refers to both of them.
Okay, all right.
But I could be wrong about that. That said, they both had cash anyways.
Yeah. Oh, Feast Town small key was Pyramid. That's right.
Right, it was on Pyramid, but Glan probably would have routed both of those together.
We have a small key to Ice Palace. And we have Ether.
Possibly needed for Meyer, but doesn't totally help us.
Mm-hmm.
But a Master Sword for Glan.
Alright, well, should make his trip into Ice Palace not as painful, but pretty painful.
And the worst staircase in
Yeah.
existence. Especially without boots. It's so bad.
Yeah. Sorry, none of the runners have found the big key to Ice Palace yet, so we'll not be checking that big chest.
Yeah, I'll see if Glan goes up and around to get the tea room, but it looks like he is. Yeah, Meyer can't be Bombos because Meyer locks Bombos, because boots are in Meyer.
Ah. So the hint page does say that both cane star and catfish refer to... Okay, good. So, yeah, so grubby fish could be either or, alright. So I guess you gotta take your chances as to which one has that item or not.
Schrodinger's hint, because it refers to both of them in this seed. And the book, so we have our Desert Palace access. I guess Swamp Palace was the primer to Desert. So Weighty can get Desert done now. And that might be where he heads to next.
Yeah, although I don't think... Oh yeah, so he has found the... I wasn't sure if both found the small key to desert, but they have.
Fighter Sword Spin Strat Argus.
Ooh. I don't know which is harder, this or doing the menu strats and switching off between the hookshot and the hammer.
Yeah, the biggest issue is if you bonk on the little puffs, then you lose your spin charge.
Yeah.
And then it's really hard to get it back out because you just keep bonking on the same puff.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile,
Fortunately,
Glan is doing cold stare fight with the Master Sword. Or, I'm sorry, using the hammer, rather.
he went in with full health, so he managed to save some Fire Rod shots by using a weird glitch where if you swing the sword right after using the Fire Rod, you can get extra hits.
Oh.
And the Compass to Hera.
I think we have dual boss completions here, and we have the bow on Argus.
Ooh. So we're in item go mode now.
Mm-hmm.
Still missing some keys.
No, there's a lot of keys that are still out there.
I guess item no mode because Weighty still needs to get the sword. But
I just realized, where was the Eastern Palace big key?
I believe. Why does Glan have it and Weighty doesn't?
Yeah. Oh, it was that the one in Skullwoods?
Yes, it
On
was the one
Mothula?
on Moth. That's right.
Okay, alright.
Yes, there was a second sword in Ice Palace in the Spike Root chest.
Alright, so it looks like Pedestal is most likely dead at this point.
If it has the Pod Big Key or the Misery Mire Big Key, but that's about it. Or the Turtle Rock Big Key. We're basically looking for big keys at this point. But yeah, Ice Palace really only had Master Sword. It was still a required dungeon, so Glan finishing it isn't terrible.
The heart container over on the desert ledge.
Worst thing that can happen is WeightyWords can go mode Ice Palace. Glan found his Swamp Palace small keys, so he'll probably be following WeightyWords after that.
Yep. He has a small key to Dark Palace.
That Master Sword, we do have access to Aga's Tower, too, and we can get both items in it, but...
Now, speaking of Ice Palace...
that is another item that Glan is gonna isolate, too. That big chest in Ice Palace.
And also the small key to Hera, so... you need to look into the basement for items. Alright, let's see what we have on the torch here. See if we do need those boots after all. Piece of heart.
Unique item is in Thieves Town. I believe that refers to the lamp.
I think it's safe to say that we will most likely not be seeing those boots after all.
Not unless they're still missing a big key after they check everything.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so Glan's gonna have a little bit easier time going through Swamp Palace.
What about the Master Sword and all?
Yeah, Master Sword one-shots most of the enemies in Swamp Palace.
Mm-hmm.
It makes Argus considerably easier. Map check, but we know where everything is.
Yep. Yep, our pendants are Skullwoods, Thieves Town, and Misery Mire, and everything else is a crystal.
So we need Turtle Rock Big Key, Misery Mire Big Key, and the Pod Big Key.
Yes.
It's gonna come down to basically 3 ice rods. Sorry, not Misery Mire Big Key.
Turtle Rock.
Turtle Rock. Turtle Rock and Pod. Just 2 items. I just want them to do Misery Mire. I just
They
wanted
all
to,
here.
just wanted to be required. It's lonely. Yeah, Glan found Eastern Palace Big Key. It's on Mothula.
Independent Skullwoods.
I mean, if Viddy has another big key, then that would be the trifecta of pendant bosses having big keys.
Yeah, that's speaking of the map of Skullwoods. So the way we'll find out that Skullwoods is a pendant. The chances of him returning there aren't very high at this rate then.
2 items in the back, and Fighter Sword Skullwoods sometimes just turns you off to it.
Mm-hmm.
Pet is technically not dead, but we still need the flute before it's even viable.
Yeah.
So what's your plan now, Weighty? Finish Desert. So probably Red Bomb. He didn't get the hint.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he sees that Skullwoods as a pendant, and let's see where he goes off to from here.
He sees that Skullwoods isn't even the green pendant, so he knows that's only 2 items he's missing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we are getting our pyramid fairy check, though. So this is giving me new information for us.
He did get that bow, so he might go to Eastern and Pod after this and dive them. The bow allows you to save a key by avoiding that front door.
Yeah, I don't think anyone has gone into pod yet, huh?
No, they went through Eastern.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have the Eastern Paddle Spit Key, so he only is missing one item in Eastern that he can get right now.
It's Monkey the Dark Palace and Compass the Skull Woods. So, alright. Right, not a whole lot.
4 keys makes most of the back end logic besides the dark room
Mm-hmm.
and harmless hallway. The dark room requires, I believe, 5 or 6 in the bow,
Yes.
and the other ones require 6 just outright.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, Glan.
Oh, let's see.
Looks like he's gonna ask about the green pendant finally.
Alright.
And finding out he can't get it. Yeah, Weighty. Where Glan has not done any map checks, he's basically asked every NPC what the pendants and crystals are. Weighty has actually skipped a lot of NPCs and basically just done the map checks himself. So it's a little bit interesting on how they were playing the crystal pendant game in this.
Mm-hmm. Right, so this is actually a new area that we are now entering with the Palace of Darkness on WeightyWords' side. Oh! Well then.
Convenience.
So convenient.
I believe like Harmless Hallway and the Big Key Chest can key lock themselves still in Pod.
Some cash needs fire in the Tower of Hera.
That's also helpful. It gets rid of a very long fetch quest.
Oh yeah. We don't have to go back there.
Glan picks up his bow, getting 5 dungeons down to Weighty's 4. At this point, it's really tough to tell who's in the lead. Missing, well, still one more big key.
Yeah, Glan is missing a few more keys though from what WeightyWords has. He only has 2 keys to Palace of Darkness at the moment.
Right, I believe he'll find one more in Desert and a 4th if he does the red bomb.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Weighty finding the 3rd sword, his 2nd, but that finishes his item go mode. Is Weighty gonna go straight for the boss? Nope.
Now, the real question is, though, if you're these runners and you're running the seed, do you go out of your way to look for silvers as well?
I don't know, with the quality of these runners and the fact that silvers can be basically anywhere, I don't think so. If they find them on the way, they'll be happy, but they'll also know that their opponent is probably going to find them on the way.
Yeah, I think if once Glan enters Pod, I would imagine that he would be getting his third sword there.
Going into Ganon with Tempered, even in hard mode, is basically as good as it's going to get anyway.
Yeah.
And having the lamp means that you won't have magic issues during Ganon anyway.
This is the question if Weighty is going to be getting that third sword over in Ice Palace as well.
That is a bigger question. He did pick up an Ice Palace small key, which does incentivize checking those right chests real fast.
Mm-hmm.
But if he gets into go mode before he heads to Ice Palace, then avoiding this avoiding the front door in pod though is it takes a lot out of you.
It does, yeah. And if the powder.
Convenient. It only turns anti-fairies into a heart, but it also gets rid of anti-fairies, which are literally the worst enemy.
I think starting from hard mode onwards, anti-fairies turn into hearts in hard and expert, and apparently if you are crazy enough and you want to do insane mode, the powder actually turns anti-fairies into bees. Which, why would you do that?
I don't know. I blame Willard for that specifically.
Yeah, probably.
Oh,
Ooh.
We are in go mode.
I think we are.
Well, no mode, because
no mode at least, yes.
WeightyWords is missing the Eastern Palace big key.
And who knows how long it'll take him before he heads back to Skull Woods too.
He's got a lot of dungeons he's going to check, but Pod was definitely a good play.
Mm-hmm.
And he has set up his key count so that he will not leave the boss alive.
And he is setting up for the jump here. This one is a pixel perfect and will not be getting the first try.
Menuing to Ether, fortunately, does not help.
Yeah. Alright, gets it.
There we go. Meanwhile, Glan finishing on Lammo, or starting on Lammo. Only finding some money back here. I think the only thing he could find is the silvers. Maybe the cape. Oh, this is also unfortunate because this puts full TR into access.
Yep.
Weighty might decide to finish Turtle Rock before going to Skull Woods.
Yeah, knowing that he can clear it too in full. In hopes that the Eastern Mickey is somewhere in there. Yeah, so I think the seed is going to be fluteless and bootsless.
It is. Glad we found the mirror early, otherwise everything would be just slow. But if Glan decides to do the red bomb, pick up the pod key, and then go into pod, you will have a fairly sizable advantage.
Yeah, because Glan will be getting the fourth key from the Pyramid Fairy. And I would imagine would be making his way there.
He genuinely doesn't need the fourth key because he would be able to get into pod before doing the Harmless Hallway.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
But having the fourth key and a runner of his quality, he would know how to route pod properly.
Alright.
You know, for hard mode, this is looking like an expert seed, though. I mean, Glan picked up blue mail, but that's basically the only thing difference between this and an expert seed.
Well, that and the fact that, you know, we're over an hour in and we're still at. We barely just found our second sword.
I know. And neither of them are past 8 hearts yet. Yeah, Glenn will fortunately get tempered when he gets into pod, finally.
Yeah.
But... Ooh, Glenn is going to check Castle Tower.
Oh, that's right. There are... I think he only has the one key, huh?
But fortunately, you only need the one key to get the 2 chests.
Ah, yeah.
Doubt he's gonna go kill Aga anyway.
Nah. Yeah, so what's interesting about key sanity mode is that the 2 chests that you would normally have the small keys here in Aga's tower could have items.
Yeah, they can also have items in retro, so it's good to remember that.
Yeah, that too. Oh, retro mode. It's a whole other beast on its own. Right, so WeightyWords just finished up a pod, and where are you going to next?
He doesn't have the Eastern key, so he is...
Hmm.
Ice Palace, it looks like.
Ah.
It's the only place I can think of for going at his house. Not much in Castle Tower, but there's not much we're looking for. Glan, go back! Go back! You forgot the pyramid!
You forgot something. Wait,
oh, no. He just brought the bomb for show, I guess.
He blew up the wall. Okay, he just totally forgot to go in there, didn't he?
He kinda did, yeah.
Oh.
Again, I said earlier, if he does it with 3 keys, he can still beat the boss and be in go mode. Because he can avoid harmless hellway. But
that's just like Glenn, you forgot something there. The fairy had the 4th key to pod, and also a compass to somewhere. But
the biggest thing is that 4th key to pod.
Yeah.
And WeightyWords is going to full clear Ice Palace. We'll have a little easier time and that extra chest. So he is going to have tempered. So yeah, you need 4 keys to full clear pod and key sanity with enough skill. You need 6 for it to be in logic, but I'm sure by now it's in logic. Seeing as it holds pretty much everything else we need.
Right, and with Glan picking up that pod key, the big key to pod, would you say he's in go mode?
Nope, he still has to get the Turtle Rock one in the back.
Oh, that's right. Okay, almost there. Getting ahead of myself. I'm excited. So close.
The biggest thing is as long as he just like doesn't touch a door he doesn't need to, then
yes. Just don't go near any doors, Glan.
That's the biggest threat to him right now is just doors. No enemies, nothing, just doors.
I know we went through the maze. There wasn't anything important in there, was there?
I think it was a lot of money, but and a compass possibly.
So that's tempered for Glan, so that's going to be the best sword he's going to be working with for the rest of the seed.
He's also getting a green potion here too, which is only half magic and hard, but still magic and hard. He might go straight to boss. He is. I hope he dives back in there.
He's probably taking care of that door first, if anything, and just
Yeah.
defeating the boss. Yes, in hard mode, the best sword that you'll be getting is the tempered sword. The golden sword does not exist in this mode.
Technically, all 4 swords are still in the pool, but the 4th sword will turn into rupees after you pick up a 3rd. So your odds of finding a sword don't actually change. Just the strongest one you can get does. So fortunately for Glan, I cannot think of a way that he could keylock himself out of the Turtle Rock Big Key unless he opens the front door and the Big Key chest door. But I feel like that's very unlikely.
Yeah, I don't think. Well, our hope is that Glan will actually go back into pod after this.
Alright, we're gonna boot Helmasaur in the snoot though. And it looks like the big chest in Ice Palace was just a heart piece. Which does put WeightyWords up to 9, but doesn't affect Glan.
Yeah. Nope. Go. Oh, okay. All right. You're doing Eastern first. Okay. All right.
He gets 2 free checks in here. Both are on the way to the boss anyway, so.
I guess, yeah, both Weighty and Glan did Eastern early for the Moon Portal, so there's only the last 2 chests, the big chest, and also the Armos Knights.
And Weighty finishing up Cold Stare with that Temperate Sword. No troubles.
Nah. Alright, so after this, Weighty, I believe he's probably going to be heading over to Turtle Rock.
Yeah, I know. Send him energy to go to Skullwoods, though.
You have to go. Wait, you're going the wrong way.
Spirit Bomb, Weighty. Give him your energy. Oh, he's gonna finally check Ice Rod Cave, though.
Oh. An hour and a half later, he finally gets a his blue tunic.
So yeah, we're basically down to Glan going back into pod, which I feel like he will after doing this.
Yeah, I mean, he has the portal. He can go back right in.
And Weighty needs to go to Skullwoods.
And now Vanilla Link is now Chocolate Link.
Is the red one Strawberry Link?
Probably. That would make sense, actually. That would make so much sense. Right. Glenn having some issues here with the the Igors here in Eastern.
Okay, Turtle Rock, both have dived into it, and I think it was a required double dip. No.
It was because Fire Rod was on the big key chest.
Yeah, but I think we could have gotten the pod or the Turtle Rock Big Key before now.
Oh yeah.
So this will only really cost him a mountain climb.
Right, and Glan is going back into pod.
Ooh. Glan.
Did he?
He ran through the front door.
Oh.
I hope he takes the idea and goes for the density.
Yes. Hopefully.
Okay, so he is. I think he's just like, I'm not wasting time saving
He's
the
like,
key.
wait. He's like, wait, what am I doing here?
I mean, I should just have faith in him. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I mean, you
There
hope
we
so.
go.
There we
good.
go.
Save and quit. He knows he's in go mode.
Right, and with that, Glan at a little over an hour and 36 minutes is officially in go mode.
No boots, no flute, no cape. Let's just go.
So far, no silvers.
No silvers. We're looking at 8 heart for Sword Ganon because doubtful that we'll be checking any chests.
I think Glan still has a few keys, so we'll not have to worry about laser bridge. And we should be good to go. Right.
I don't know if Glan might check the 4 chests at the top of Ganon's tower, but he's already cleared out most of Turtle Rock. And having all 4 keys means he doesn't need to stop for anything. He can just go to the end. I mean, we'll see what's in Laser Bridge, because I'm pretty sure Weighty's going to do those.
Yeah, because, wait.
He is looking for that last big key.
Yeah. On Weighty's side, he's still looking for that Eastern Palace big key, which we know where it is, and he's totally in the wrong. He's first off he's on the wrong side of the world where he needs to find it.
I hope he doesn't find the flute or something here.
Ooh. Alright, well, let's see what we have. Small key to ice.
Fortunately, even on hard mode, Cane of Berna gives you immunity here.
Alright, well, nothing of note here on Laser Bridge. Yeah, I think in hard mode, the Cane of Burna takes up twice as much magic, if I remember correctly.
It does, and it also doesn't normally give you immunity, but there are specific rooms where Cane of Berna and Cape work normally, as well as potions. Just because otherwise they wouldn't be really doable, because Laser Skip isn't in logic.
Right. Right, and Weighty's the first to go into the Trinex fight.
Fortunately, the Tempered Sword makes quick work of this turtle.
Gets through the first 2 phases with no problem at all. And there we go.
1, 2, 3.
And we have a small key to Skullwoods. That should be the hint to tell you to go to Skullwoods, Weighty.
Do it! Follow the key!
Okay, so Berna still has normal consumption, but no invincibility. Alright. Yeah, hard mode is when Randomizer just gets not nice. Even more so than usual. But I believe he's gonna check Spike Cave.
Right, and that's more time sunk, unfortunately.
Meanwhile, Glan is also doing the Trinex fights and gets it with no problem at all.
I almost find it odd that the flippers that Weighty found I thought was going to be a kind of a punishment for Glan, but it ended up helping him because he went to Skullwoods early because of them.
Yeah. And I think with the 7th crystal, Glan is more than ready to make the hike up Ganon's tower.
So because this is Key Sanity, we are not doing a big key guessing game. Or,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry guys.
The correct answer was, what?
10?
10? Maybe 12?
We found it in Kakariko?
If your guess was Blind's Hut.
Yes, you win. Alright. Well, Glan is finally going to be unlocking Ganon's tower. I believe Weighty is finally going to be heading back to Skullwoods. Or not.
Oh, Weighty.
Oh, he's doing magic bats.
Yeah, he did find that powder. Let's see, escape is... Well, Link's house is 1, escape is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, Sank is 8.
And then...
Lumberjack is 9.
Then the 2 in 10, 11.
10, 11 in the forest, then I think it was the second chest?
Yeah.
So 12, there was 13. Oh, I forgot the uncle, so 15. Okay.
Can you imagine just doing like a full-on, big, doing, you know, Ganon's Tower big key guess for Key Sanity, just like 1 out of... Oh god, what number would that be? Like,
it can be 211 because there's 5 chests of key locks.
Yeah, we're not doing that. I was gonna pitch an idea to the guys who run the bot, like, okay, yeah, maybe not.
Just sit there with one of those like clicky things that they used to have to count kids on a bus.
Just just everyone in chat just spamming numbers for the first like hour and a half.
All right. Into Gauntlet. Some Fred Stelfos bouncing around, throwing bones. Alright, through Gauntlet 3 just fine. Tempered Sword one-shots everything in Gauntlet, so it's not having too much trouble with it.
Yep.
Alright, Land Mode 2. And WeightyWords is making the play to Skullwoods, so this will put him on track, but he has a lot of ground to catch up.
Yep, still gotta finish up Eastern and then make the climb back up again. And imagine, I'm not too familiar with Glan's playstyle, but I would imagine that he'd be fine doing the Ganon fight with just the Temper Sword, although during the fight, Ganon will tell us where the silver arrows are located.
I don't think Glan is gonna care too much.
He's not gonna go, nah.
He he has a lot of experience with all the little nuances and glitches in this game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's the one who discovered the potion glitch in Pod.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
Yes.
Oh. Yeah, guys who are able to do Silverless Ganon, this is more the reason why I'm not in the tournament, because I can't even do that still. Yay, Weighty World. Okay, and Weighty's just gonna save and quit and make a beeline over to Eastern Palace.
Yeah, there's no need to grab that,
Nope.
that pendant if you're in a rush.
Yep, save you a few seconds and just head on over to Eastern.
Glan is running a little low on health, and I don't believe he has any health safeties.
I know he has a few potions that he has not used yet.
Oh, he might have a blue, actually. I think there was a blue in Waterfall Fairy.
He does have the powder as well, so he can turn the one anti-fairy into a heart, so gain 1 heart back at least.
Yeah, plus there's a heart pot in this next room too, right here on the left.
There we go, nice.
Double fairies and a rupee.
Alright, and looks like so far for hearts, I think Glan has 8, while Weighty has 9. Yeah, 9.
Right. So expert.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have temper.
I mean, to be fair, this could have been this might as well have been an expert seed mode, but oh hey, speaking of.
Oh, nice heart in Moldorm's last
It
rites.
It seems to be really fitting though, like just have 1 more heart container. If you're so low on health at this point, here's one on the house. Why not? Right, and we're off to geometry class with Agate 2. Gonna double the starts. And a very nice triple.
Ooh, that was good.
Very nice. Ooh.
The triple must have only counted as a double though.
Ah, dang.
Or a single?
Alright, well, if I get 2 down, we'll be transferred to the top of the pyramid and finally meet up with the Ganon himself.
That was a little confusing, but
yeah. I don't know. It's been a weird scene, man.
We just adjusted Aga's health to 8, let's say that.
Yeah.
Alright, versus Ganon.
Mm-hmm.
No silver, so we get to see some fun stuff.
Get some spin to win, everyone.
So
I think it's 12 spins, I believe.
You don't have boots, you can't do dash strats.
Oh, that's right.
He might get 1-2 then.
Yeah. Ooh, though. Ooh. Those bats, though.
Blue, which is still 7 hearts in hard mode.
Mm-hmm.
So we got the 1-2 cycle.
Nice. Alright, already into the 3rd phase. What happens if you save and quit out of a dungeon after killing the boss, but before gaining the pendant and crystal?
The boss will respawn when you go back there, because it doesn't consider you have completed the dungeon. Oh, the boss is dead. Oh, that's right. The boss is dead, but the thing will be sitting on the ground.
It's kind of like in the newer games where like the heart container is still to the boss room. That makes sense. Alright.
So because we don't have the silvers, we cannot use the bow to finish off Ganon. However, he still takes damage from our weapon, but only on the 1 frame before he teleports.
Yeah.
So
Actually, I missed where he said where the silvers were. Did you catch that? Did you catch that by any chance?
no, I didn't.
Okay. Ah. If you grab the boss item, the pendant crystal is waiting there. Okay, good. Cool. Thanks, guys. It said Light World. Oh, okay. Well, we're not going to be needing those silvers because Glan has just defeated the big pig.
GG's to Glan, get them in chat.
Alright. And just gotta cross through the bridge. And he finishes in first place. In-game times to be 1 hour, 50 minutes, 43 seconds. I don't have SRL up though, so I'm not sure what his official time was. I imagine it wouldn't be too far off.
Yeah, official time is 44 seconds.
Alright, cool. Alright.
He hit his button 0.01 second too fast.
Alright, everyone, please send your GGs in chat for Glan for winning the first game out of 3 between against WeightyWords. And Weighty, meanwhile, is finally heading up the trek up to Ganon's Tower.
Alright, and we will see if we can get Glan in here while Weighty is working up through the tower.
Alright. Alright. I feel like where Weighty is should be finishing not too far behind.
No, he's already in the gauntlet to Ganon's Tower and doesn't have a ton of arrows, but there's a lot of pots in here.
Yeah.
Has no trouble with Gauntlet 1.
Alright, we're seeing we can get Glan here for a post-race interview.
Three hearts, but not letting that slow him down.
Oh, looks like the witch's hut had our what would have been our red mail. It was the clothing store. Yeah, this was a bootsless, fluteless sea that we just saw, guys.
Right, I imagine Flute was probably somewhere in Ganon's Tower itself.
Probably, yeah.
As for silvers, if they're in the light world, what didn't we check?
Yeah, what did we not check?
Pet or checkerboard. That probably
That's
makes
right,
sense.
yeah. So I think those were those were 2 light world checks that we never saw.
Right. Getting to checkerboard wasn't anything we could find anyway.
I think they found the book so late that I know at least for Glan's side, didn't even bother checking the pedestal as well. So we'll see in the credits though.
Right. I mean, I feel like checking pedestal is very slow when you don't even have access to the last dungeon.
That's true, yeah. I think someone did check Ether tablet. I think it was just bombs.
Yeah, WeightyWords checked Ether. And
okay.
I believe Glan checked Bombos.
Oh, so the pocket change sleeps again forever. So pedestal is just couch cash.
So that makes checkerboard then.
Yeah?
Or Sahas, but either way we need the
green pendants.
Which still is Flute's lock, so
ugh. Yeah, this is a pretty slow seed. Yeah, I don't think a game 2 has been scheduled yet between these two.
Actually, tomorrow night at 9:30, same time
Oh.
on Speed Gaming 5.
Oh, nice.
That's gonna be a all dungeons swordless key sanity.
Okay, so almost what we had tonight, except it's all dungeons.
And, no sword, which really makes things rough. Alright, it looks like we are joined by Glan here in chat. Glan, how you doing?
Hello.
GG.
Thanks.
So, yeah, about the seed.
Yeah, it was a thing.
Did
It
you
was
enjoy?
a slow one.
Did you enjoy schlepping across Hyrule just one step at a time?
Got a little bit tiring toward the end.
Yeah, the bootsless seeds, no flute. It takes forever.
Yeah, literally just walking around Hyrule for the seed.
So Weighty is on his Ganon's fight. Looks like he got the one cycle in the first phase, and cutting it close on the second phase.
Right, so chat does bring up a good question. So for Glan, you had the bomb for the Pyramid Fairy, but you didn't actually go into the cave.
Yes.
Do you want to know what was in there?
I know what was in there.
Okay, so okay.
Because
I think you were
there in the first place.
Yeah, because you were checking the pyramid ledge, and then you had the bomb, but then you were just looking at it like, did he forget something while he was up here? But turns out you actually didn't need that fourth key to pause. You were able to complete it in full.
Yeah, that tilted me a little bit because I knew there was a key in there. That's why I went there in the first place.
Right.
And I was just like, okay, well now that I only have 3 keys, how do I do this? Should I screw it? Like I'm just gonna burn the key. Like I figured it was pretty likely that like the back half of Turtle Rock would have one of the keys.
Right.
And so then the Turtle Rock big key couldn't be in like the big key chest or whatever.
Right, yeah, there was not a lot of checks left between the two of you, and we still only found 5 keys total.
Yeah.
I think the biggest game changer was your decision to actually skip Graveyard Ledge early.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I should do that or not.
Because what that ended up doing is it led you to Skull Woods very early. Where Weighty ended up finding Turtle Rock Big Key, Pod Big Key, and everything before finally doing Skull Woods.
Yeah, like with the fire rod, yeah.
Now, there's a common trend for the seed that 2 of the pendant bosses had big keys that were required, so and Weighty took a little bit longer to get into Skullwoods for the Eastern Palace big key.
Alright. So Weighty just finished up Ganon.
Alright.
Just gotta get across the bridge.
And there he is.
And GG's to Weighty with an SRL time of 1:59.11.
Please send your GGs in chat for WeityWords for finishing. What was a turtle's pace seed,
Really?
if you will.
A lot of hiking around, yeah.
I'll see if we can get WeityWords in here as well.
But yeah, for really a hard mode seed, it didn't want to hand you anything. You didn't end up with powder until very late. No boots, obviously, or flute. Never found the cape, never found the silvers. Which the silvers we had to assume were in checkerboard, so flute locked anyways.
Yeah, it could have been Sahasrahla too.
Which again is
pedestal.
still flute
I'm not
locked.
sure if we saw pedestal.
Yeah.
Also, I assume the food was in Ganon's tower.
Oh, is it? Oh.
I don't know, but I
okay.
Was.
I feel like that's the only place it could have been, which means that
like I
you
felt
weren't
pretty
getting
good.
it.
Felt pretty good seeing that boots in early. Like, okay, they're cooler in Meyer, and then just eventually realized like the flute is probably in Ganon's tower.
Yeah, because we first saw you went into I forgot who went into Lumberjack Cave first, but we saw Bombos on the ledge. We're like, oh, is this gonna be Angle 1 required?
I never checked Lumberjack.
You never did. Okay, yeah, Bombos was on that. So all of us were like, is Bombos gonna be needed? Maybe, but fortunately, it was only one of the medallions was needed this time for Turtle Rock.
Speaking of Turtle Rock,
Speaking of Turtle Rock,
I don't know if I've ever seen any seed point more directly to one chest than I have in this seed.
That was all 4 keys were in Light World. 3 of them were in Light World or something.
I think one was in Skullwood's front.
Oh, one was in Turtle, or as in TT2, I think.
Maybe that.
Actually, I'm sorry to interrupt really quick. It looks like WeightyWords will not be joining us for a post-race interview, but GG regardless to Weighty out there for a good seed.
Yeah, it was definitely a tiring run, and to sub two a seed with no travel items is really good.
Yeah, what were your overall thoughts of the seed? Just after looking back and seeing how everything was put together, and just like, I'm really doing this without boots, aren't I?
Yeah, I felt behind for a lot of it with the 2 deaths that I had there. Especially the escape one, that was just really stupid. I just wasn't thinking.
Right.
So that influenced a few of my decisions, like why I didn't go to Graveyard Ledge right away.
Yeah, Weighty did also have an unfortunate death on South Shore, so it wasn't just you, unfortunately. Those crabs, they just chased him down.
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
But we were actually looking up at the schedule, and you guys do your second race set up for tomorrow, which is almost kind of like what you guys had tonight, except it's all dungeons and swordless and normal mode.
Yes.
I believe those are your settings?
They are indeed.
Okay.
I like hitting things with the hammer.
I was wondering, do you enjoy swordless? Or
it's pretty fun.
Alright.
I especially like normal mode. I'm not really a fan of the higher difficulties. Like, I've done a few seats for practice or whatever, and it's just like, oh, Zora has progression and it doesn't give you any money because it's hard, and apparently that's a good kind of difficulty.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of expert runs over the course of this tournament, especially going into brackets. There's a lot of people running experts.
Yeah, it's surprising how many runners are willing to do expert mode, and then as we watch the races are being done, there is a lot of deaths that happens. I think one of the first races to come out of brackets was like expert and swordless and something insane like that. It looked painful.
It's like expert, swordless, Randomizer all done.
Yeah, I was like, oh. But you seem to be okay with normal and hard mode from the looks of it.
Yeah, hard mode's okay. I don't really enjoy the harder difficulties much. I mean, like, I can do the low percent situations. Like, I didn't have really any problems in Ice Palace or whatever. I mean, I died to blind because like I got slightly off script, by accident,
Right.
but
Yeah, I think it did feel like expert mode for a while because both of you had the fighter. We're stuck with the fighter sword for at least an hour and 20 minutes into the seed.
I actually kind of forgot I had that sword for a little bit.
I was like, oh, that's right. I can stab things now. And depending on how the second game goes for you guys, if game 3 is possible, is there something that you want to see, something you don't want to see? What are your thoughts if you've have thought that far ahead?
Not expert.
Just immediately just veto expert. Just no.
Yes.
I'm
fine with pretty much anything, but I don't really enjoy the higher difficulties.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if anyone in chat has any questions. Let's see, anything of note? Yeah, I think for the most part it was kind of somewhat linear, I suppose. And then kind of set you like where you had to go, like not even I think probably not until like much later into the seed, because I think I know Turtle Rock was required double dip because that's where the fire rod was. Can't think of anything else. Oh, also Eastern, because that's
required, but
it was only a rational double dip because there was no way you were going to go to pod first.
Yeah, like I didn't want to go to pod for a long time.
Right. And then all of a sudden, the pod big key was in the first chest, so...
Yeah, I'm just like, well, I have the bow, and this is like the only thing left now. So I might as well do those 2 dungeons.
Yeah. Looking at, with both of the credits rolled in our stats here,
140 collection and a key sanity. Really tiny.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised by that. I mean, you skip out on the GT basement in key sanity usually, but even that 140 is fairly low considering what it felt like.
Yeah.
It's just walking everywhere that made it feel slower, I guess.
Yeah.
You didn't have fast travel either, so just doing things the old-fashioned way.
I mean, I couldn't go to my area at all, so that's another 11 checks.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it's understandable.
Right. Alright. Anything else? Anything else wanna mention about tonight's race or anything at all, Glan? Anything at all?
No. I think everything is covered.
Cool.
Alright. So it looks like tomorrow we'll be back with a couple of races. Speed Gaming 2 has Farami and Solski. Speed Gaming 3 has Keong and Super Nintaler, which that's still a Game 3 race too, so don't miss that one.
Mm-hmm.
And then Glan and WeightyWords at 9:30 on Speed Gaming 5.
Yep. And so we have those 3 races set up for later in the day, so hopefully all of you guys can join us for those. And I think we're I don't know if they want to have brackets wrapped up by the end of the month, or I think there's a few races to go through.
At least the first round of brackets will be done by the end of the month, but the tournament will be done until end of January.
First round's supposed to be done before Christmas, and then second round before GDQ.
Gotcha. Cool.
And then it continues after GDQ.
Alright, so plenty of races for all of us to check out. And so we'll go ahead and wrap things up for the evening. Everyone in chat, if you guys haven't done so already, please be sure to check out our runners tonight. WeightyWords and Glan, they put on quite a race for us tonight. So please be sure to give them check out their channels and give them a follow if you want. And your commentators tonight, myself, Crazy Sunshine, and Chloe Prower, and tracking was Mind of Me. So I believe, I don't know if we're still open for volunteers or anyone's still interested. I know they're open for a while. For anyone who's still interested in helping us out for these races, but yeah. So for those who don't know, this is all a volunteer run operation here. So without one person, we literally would not have any races for you guys to watch and see. So greatly appreciate you guys. And yeah, I think that's all I have. Chloe, got anything else gonna add on before we wrap things up for the evening?
No, it's been fun. And have a great night, everyone.
Right, we'll see you guys all later.